Okay, for today's meal, this is a HelloFresh meal. I'm going to be making the pub-style shepherd pie with white cheddar mashed potatoes. So let's get started. White cheddar cheese, carrot, we have potatoes. This is a beef broth, flour, garlic powder, thyme, onion, tomato paste, celery, another container of beef broth, and sour cream. Okay, let's check the instructions here. Heat broiler to high, wash and dry produce. Dice potatoes into half-inch pieces, trim peel half carrot length, slice crossways to a 1/4 inch thick half moons. Finely dice celery, half peel and finely chop onion. Okay, I'm going to wash the vegetables and I'll be right back. Okay, the vegetables are washed and now we will start with dicing the potatoes. Set the potatoes aside. Next step is to peel and cut the carrots. Cut lengthwise. Now they said 1/4 inch thick. I like cutting a little bit on a diagonal. Gives the carrots a little bit of some sharp edges that kind of crisp them up a little bit. It just adds a little bit to the flavor and to the presentation. Okay, it says finely dice the celery. Now on the celery, there's some kind of raggedy ends on here. I'm going to go ahead and trim some of these ends off. This is an optional step. It's just how I like doing this. Okay, now it says to dice the celery. So what I want to do here is first cut the celery in half lengthwise. Of course, I'm not a chef, so I don't really do this the proper way. I'm just a home cook. And I'm sure there are better ways of doing it. This is just how I dice my celery. Next step. Half peel and finely chop the onion. Notice when I'm scraping the knife along the cutting board, I use the spine and not the blade. If you use the blade and just scrape it across, that will dull the blade. So we're supposed to finely chop the onion. Okay, step one is complete. We have the celery chopped, the carrots chopped, the onions chopped, and the potatoes or cut. Okay, place potatoes in a medium pot with enough salted water covered by 2 inches. Bring to a boil and cook until tender, 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, the potatoes are on. Step 3, start the filling. While the potatoes cook, heat a drizzle of oil in a medium, preferably oven-proof pan over medium-high heat. Add the carrot, season with salt and pepper. Cook stirringly until slightly softened, 2 to 3 minutes. Add onion, celery, and a large drizzle of oil, season with salt and pepper. Cook stirringly until vegetables are just tender. That's 5 to 7 minutes. Now I'm using an extra virgin olive oil to cook the vegetables in. Just seasoning with a little salt and pepper. I set a 3-minute timer. I noticed the oil was starting to smoke a little, so right away it tells me that my flame is way too hot. So I'm turning the flame down to low to let the pan cool off a little bit and to get the oil to stop smoking. Okay, it's been 3 minutes. Putting the celery on. Putting the onions on. Okay, I'm setting a timer for 5 minutes. I'm also keeping an eye on the potatoes. They've not come up to a boil yet. This burner doesn't quite get as hot as this burner, so it takes it a little bit longer to get the water up to boiling. Adding a little bit more salt and pepper. And I'm going to add a little bit more extra virgin olive oil. I still have my heat turned down low because this cast iron skillet is still smoking hot. And so I'm just, I don't need to heat up very high at all. If I turn this heat back up again, I just burn everything. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. bring the heat up just a little bit more. It's almost there. Potatoes are almost out of boil. It's just beginning to boil. Not quite yet. Okay, once the vegetables are in for the 7 minutes, I'm going to add the garlic powder and the thyme, stir that in for about 30 seconds, and then take it off the heat. Okay, the potatoes are starting to boil, so I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit and start a 20-minute timer. Okay, these vegetables are starting to turn brown now. And it's been 7 minutes, so let's add the garlic and the thyme to it. Added the pack of garlic, added the pack of thyme. Turn the heat all the way low, and then just stir this in. I'm also keeping an eye on the potatoes. I want to keep a nice boil. This is a good boil how it is now. Don't want it to get too crazy or stop boiling. So just going to keep an eye on it. Now time to add the beef to the vegetables. Now I'll just be breaking the beef up and turn the heat back up again. Breaking the beef up and cook this for another 7 or 8 minutes. Okay, the directions say to keep stirring until the beef is brown and cooked all the way through. I'm adjusting the heat as needed to get the beef to start to brown. I turn the heat up for a little bit, and now I'm seeing a bit of smoking going on, so I'm turning the heat back down a little bit. Okay, the next step, the beef is cooking, and so that still has a couple minutes to go. Now I'm going to add the tomato paste, flour, and cook stirringly until it's combined for about a minute. Okay, this is about done, so putting in the flour. And we'll mix the flour and tomato paste for about a minute. Okay, so looking good. Okay, the next step is to finish the filling. So gradually pour a half cup of water into the pan with the beef mixture. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix the beef mixture in with the water. Okay, I've added the beef mixture. Now it says bring to a boil. So I'm going to crank the heat back up again. And it said let boil for about a minute until it becomes thick. I'm going to Add a little bit more of the salt and pepper, just a little bit. About 1 more minute to go. So now my potatoes are finished cooking. I just need to mash them. The beef mixture here is done. It's ready. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn this off heat. This is in a cast iron pan, and so that cast iron is going to stay hot and keep this bubbling. Okay, time to mash potatoes. So adding to potatoes, 2 tablespoons of some Kerrygold butter. Not sponsored, they just have the best butter. Sour cream. Pinch of salt and pepper. Okay, potatoes are mashed. Top the beef filling with an even layer of the mashed potatoes, leaving a gap around the edges of the pan. Evenly sprinkle with cheddar. Broil until brown 3 to 4 minutes. Serve directly from pan. Now let's sprinkle this cheese over the top. Now it's time to put this in the broiler for about 4 minutes. Now I've preheated the broiler on high, and so this will just go in and get brown. High for 4 minutes. It's on broil. Okay, it's starting to turn a little bit brown. I want to give it 2 more minutes. Okay, starting to turn brown. It's been in there for 6 minutes. Now I'm going to let this rest for a couple of minutes before I serve. And the shepherd's pie is finished. Now I've never had shepherd's pie before, so obviously I've never eaten it before, I've never cooked it before. So we will see how this tastes. It should be good. I don't know if the camera is picking up the steam that's coming off of here, but this is definitely hot. I'm going to have to let it rest a little bit longer before I try tasting this, that's for certain, because the steam is just pouring off of this. Okay, let's see. Try not to burn myself here. It's very good. Different. I've never had this before. But beef, carrots, onion, celery, potatoes. I mean, how can you go wrong? Excellent. Even the carrots still have a little bit of crisp to them. They're soft but firm. It's definitely hot. Okay. Well, excellent meal. I'm going to call this a wrap and eat my dinner. So until next time, I will talk to you later.